Competence is the ability to work successfully or efficiently. That's competence. It's the ability to do something well. It's the ability to do something so well no one can fault it. Competence. 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 Competence breeds excellence, and excellence breeds confidence. Competence, it breeds excellence. Excellence breeds confidence. You want your client to have confidence in the thing that you do, increase your competence, because then your work will become excellent and then they'll be confident in the thing that you do. Whether you are an employee or you are an employer, businessman, businesswoman, self-employed, whatever kind of person you are, your competence from today must begin to increase. You must determine and decide that I'm going to increase my competence level. Competence. I teach, increase the competence. I preach, increase the competence. I'm a head of department, increase the competence. I'm an accountant, increase your competence. Whoever you are, increase your competence. Never comes to an end. It can be increased every time. Competence is a major player in the wealth creation industry. You can't play at a certain level until your competency is high. I was telling some people that you must strive to enter the top 10% in the industry or profession you find yourself in by being competent. Wherever they are looking for an IT person, they must mention your name. Wherever they are looking for a finance person, they must mention your name. You must fall in the first 10, top 10%. Top 10%. You decide to go into home decor. Fight to be in the top 10%. Increase your competence. The same hair that hairdressers do, the same fingers that they have. Some people use that same fingers to do hair and they charge 1,000. Others do the same hair. They charge 75 cedis. It's competence. Some even 20, 25 cedis. It's competence. Competence. Some people have raised the game to the point where they would make you feel that when they touch your hair, your life will change. And some people have got the name that if you don't bring your hair to them, your wedding is not complete. If they don't sew your wedding dress, it's not what it is, what it must be. Competence. Competence. Let me read something from the Bible quickly. 1 Samuel chapter 16. Somebody push it for me if we can get it here. 1 Samuel 16:16. This is about David and his competence. Let our master now command your servants who are before you to seek out a man who is a skillful player on the harp. Skillful player. He was so skillful that he was known. He was known in the city. He was known that if you need somebody who can touch this thing with anointing, if you need somebody who can touch this thing, that will bring change to your ministry, your business, your family. There's this small boy that you need. You can't do without him. So they said, let our master command the servants who are before you to seek out a man who is skillful on the harp. And it shall be that he will play it with his hand when the distressing spirit from God is upon you, and you shall be well. Verse 17. So Saul said to his servants, provide me now a man who can play well, who is competent at what he does. It is only competence that would bring you to the presence of kings. Is not mando sheka tuliba halabrosi kibahado shaya kibonda libakada. No. I have seen, and I keep telling you, the poorest Christians I've seen are prayer warriors. Because they are the laziest as well. It's competence that will bring you. Look, if it was prayer, Africa shouldn't be where we are. Ghana shouldn't be where we are. Achia Mountain shouldn't be the way it is. If it was prayer. Achia Mountain shouldn't be the way it is. If it was prayer, almost all churches should be wealthy and must be doing better than the churches are doing now. But it is not prayer. It is not prayer. It's not prayer at all. In fact, let me say something that will blow your mind. If you stop praying today, you can still make it in life. If you stop praying today, because it's not your prayer that God is looking at to lift you up. God sees more than the prayer. Otherwise, prayer warriors must be driving Bentleys. It's not. There is more than that. There's more than that. Prayer is very important. I like it. I pray. I spend time to pray. I pray. Don't be deceived. I pray. I pray like a madman. I pray. I fast. I do all of those things. But I don't depend on my prayer to do well in life. No, I don't depend on my prayer to do well in life. David was not praying when he was called. They said, provide me now a man who can play well, not a man who can pray. A man who can play well. The problem I have, I need somebody who can bring a tune that would set me free. The problem somebody has, they need somebody who can sit behind a computer, touch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and solve a problem. We need an Aisha who come and sit in the department, move this here, move that here, move this here, move that here. And by the time you realize there's order, there's clarity, there's sanity. We are not looking for somebody who come and Father, change the situation, change it. Stop that nonsense. Stop that nonsense. I'm tired of this. Someone who can play well and bring him to me, the king. The king needed someone to come to his presence, and he was not looking for anything but competence. If you think it is your dressing that will take you to the palace, think again. If you think it's your nice smile that will take you to the palace, think again. Competence. Maybe you can smile and get there, but when they see the stupidity in your head, you will get out. Give me verse 18. Then one of the servants answered and said, look, I have seen a son of Jesse, the Bethlehemite, who is skillful in playing and might. See the description. He is not just a skillful player. He's not just even a player. He's a skillful player. And then he's a mighty man of valor, a man of war. This is somebody, he's just coming to play harp. He's just coming to play harp. He's only coming to be an accountant. But there must be extra. This one, that one, this one, that one. He's not only good at calculating, but he can fight. He can do this. He can do this. He can engage. He can train. He can lead. I need such a person. Become competent enough for the company you are working for the client you are serving, for the Ghana you are in, finding yourself here, for the community that you live in. Become competent and become useful, because competence that will take you to the palace. He's not just playing. He's a skillful player. He's a mighty man of valor. He's a man of war. He's prudent in speech. I told you. He's prudent in speech. Onim kasa. He can communicate. They just wanted him to use his fingers. But they were not looking at just the fingers. They were looking at, let me just drop this thing. They were not just looking at his fingers. They were looking at more than the fingers. They were looking at how he speaks. They were looking at how he can fight. They were looking at how he can defend. They were looking at so many more things. What do you have that you think will take you to the palace? Apart from your prayer. Apart from your prayer. And then you keep crying. There's no money in the economy. There's no money. The salary is not good. I'm not able to break through. When you find clarity, now find competence. Competence. It was one of the ways I overcame certain oppositions because I decided to become competent in certain areas. Decided to become competent in certain areas. Prudent in speech. Oh. And a handsome person. It means that you cannot be a handsome person. Dress well. Carry yourself well. Shave your hair nicely. Organize your face well. Smell nice. Sort out your useless beard. That has not brought you anything before. And the Lord is with him. That was the last thing. That was the last thing. So you could see that it wasn't the main thing. It's like, I have seen this guy. Skillful. Prudent. This, that. And the Lord was with him. Let me show you what took Joseph also to the palace. I'm talking about competence. Competence. Genesis 41:33. Competence. Competence. Now therefore, let Pharaoh select a discerning and wise. Look, kings are always looking for discerning, wise people. Competence. Not stupid people who don't know anything. Discerning, wise, and set him over the land of Egypt. Looking for an MD. It will not be a stupid person. It has to be a discerning person. And Pharaoh said to Joseph, see, I have set you over all the land of Egypt. It's only in these countries and these areas where we find ourselves that if you don't have connection, you can't become anything. But when you step into proper places, it's not by connection, it's by merit. 42. Then Pharaoh took his signet ring off his hand and put it on Joseph's hand, clothed him in garments of fine linen, put a gold chain around his neck. Competence. The high table of life is reserved for people of competence. Increase your competence by reading, by studying, by mentorship, by coaching, by practice. There can be no success without competence. When they are thinking of the best in that industry or profession where you find yourself, you must be there. And this happens only by excellent delivery, not mediocrity.